MCP originally started to try to solve an internal problem that we had of like having multiple of these clients, be it IDEs, be it Cloud Desktop at the time, and wanting to connect our own data sources. And so we had this type of N times M problem. Justin and I are very old school open source maintainers and just love open source and feel like the only way to make something like this work is as a true open source project.
I'm only on the stage because it's open source. The advantage that gives me is I am not actually concerned with all of the specifics of the protocol, even if I know them in and out, because folks like yourselves are making sure that it works, and I get to go and try and make sure that this reaches folks in a higher level in an application stack that's as easy as possible to deploy, although of course it's opinionated, as all high-level software should be.
We get to steal all the good stuff he's doing back, which is, I really appreciate that.
We've blurred the lines a little bit.
Yeah. And it's not just you. Like, we've been talking to folks at Microsoft just last week, and somebody was asking, like, what do I, if I use MCP with Python, what do I do? It's like, FastMCP, duh.
Yeah.
Like
he did the first version. I was like, this is good. Just copy it over.
It's really good.
Call it done. Yeah.
Jeremiah is underselling just the amount of work that he's doing, because recently we had some security conversations, and I was like pinging him on Discord. I was like, hey, have you seen this? Like, within an hour, he had a PR. Like, this is the kind of level of support you're getting from FastMCP. So shout out to Jeremiah and team.
I told him something in the morning I want to see in FastMCP, and I think it's already in.
Yeah, we merged it earlier.
It is that good. Like, again, this is a FastMCP song session.
But isn't that like that is what's happening? It's not Meme who's moving fast. The whole space is moving fast. Frankly, if we didn't do that, we would lose. That's what it takes, and I think that's why it's winning.
I would say as well, it's one of the earliest signs to me of like how healthy this community was, which is like you see other protocols come out and it's like a whole packaged thing. Like here's servers and clients and examples and references and all this sort of stuff. MCP is evolving very much in front of everyone, and it's very exciting to see all these tools be developed alongside the specification, independently of it, and they sort of feed off each other in a way.
Yeah. Having seen how David is leading this committee and having such a firm hand on the rudder, I strongly believe that every product needs an opinion as its backbone. And here the product is the protocol. We really should all be grateful that there is someone who cares to really adhere to what this is supposed to do, because it, frankly, with the attention that's on it and the hype, this would be a bloated mess that would be unusable by anyone, if not for that sort of quiet leadership. So I really appreciate that.
We all like truly believe in this protocol and where it can go, and that makes a significant difference to how effective I think the steering committee's become.
People talk a lot about MCP as if it is an agent. They talk about like agentic and AI outcomes, and they say the MCP is going to do it. And I think you get much better outcomes if you view the server as like this programmatic, stable island of non-agentic code as a waypoint in a non-deterministic agentic journey. It is a place where you can actually exercise like real control and real governance in a way that we haven't solved for in agents broadly. And when you start to think about it that way and design MCP products in a way that sort of recognizes that place, you actually get way more powerful outcomes than just like regurgitating a REST API or an endpoint that's just going to be called once. And so there's a design aspect to MCP that I think we're evolving now as a community, which I'm really excited about, because even the same basic MCP components, I think when remixed in this way, you get just greater outcomes.
Sometimes people come to the MCP spec with a desire to regurgitate APIs. Like, you know, yes, if the transports were all stateless and all HTTP, it would be extremely easy to convert any open API spec or RESTful API to MCP, but you'd miss some of the intent and that magic of it that's coming to it.
I'll echo that. I think that before MCP becomes a widespread consumer-facing thing, it's going to transform inside enterprises and inside organizations how non-technical users can interact with technical systems, and I think it's going to fulfill in our space, you know, the promise of the self-serve analytics and self-serve data platform that never quite captured the complexity it needed to. And so I'm most excited about seeing this context layer emerge that anyone in an organization can subscribe to and impact the business through, which is powered, again, by this like understandable, known, beautiful little programmatic island inside the agentic space.